Right now, I'm making moves. Jacksonville Skyway is at a crossroads. What's next for this aging landmark and how the JTA wants you to help decide? And an update on a pilot program designed to save you time and money while leaders balance transparency, service, and a tight budget, and how a community focus group took the challenge to keep the popular paratransit service Connexion Plus afloat. And later, a senior community finds itself in the middle of a food desert. How the JTA and its CEO brought resources and mobility options to their front door. Those stories and more right now on Making Moves. Welcome to an all-new Making Moves. I'm your host, Dawn Lopez. Jacksonville's Skyway system is at a turning point. For 37 years and counting, the Skyway downtown glides 1,000 riders a day across the North Bank and over the St. Johns River into San Marco. And now the Jacksonville Transportation Authority is inviting you to help reimagine this River City relic. 2 routes across 2.5 miles of track serving 8 stations. But now the authority is looking towards the future and conducting a major project development and environmental study known as a PD&E. And that's where you come in.
Here at the DoubleTree today, having a community discussion about what we're looking at for the future of the Skyway. This has been a community conversation for a number of years, and we've started a new phase of the study where we've brought back a lot of the alternatives that we're looking at, and we wanted to get the feedback from the community on what they see as the next generation of the Skyway.
We have technical folks here answering the questions of anybody, and then we're asking them to fill out a survey so that we can capture that feedback and use that to decide next steps for the Skyway.
For nearly 4 decades, the Jacksonville Skyway has carried its customers across downtown and the South Bank, but with aging vehicles, outdated technology, and limited replacement parts, the system is nearing the end of its useful life. So the JTA is asking a big question. What's next for this landmark? Streams of inquisitive locals from all over came out for the first round of 8 community meetings that started late February through March.
Looking at our study process, community feedback and input, all of our stakeholders, it's very important that we understand how they use the system and where they feel this investment should be expanded, what their feelings are before we make such a key transportation investment in the community. We want to know what everyone thinks.
I love the Skyway. It could use some improvements, definitely. So if that does happen, I would be very, very excited about that. It's great that I get an input.
I read what the options were, and so I wanted to come down here and see more and understand more and ask questions.
I'm a local and a native, and I've seen the Skyway when it was built here, and I love seeing the Skyway when I come downtown, and I'm very interested in seeing how the future of our transportation system here in Jacksonville.
I definitely learned a lot about the differences between, the retrofitting the current trains and getting the new trains versus, using those autonomous vehicles. I would say that I'm partial to using the trains over the vehicles, but I think we have a lot of great options.
The JTA is offering the people it serves a deep dive into the history of the Skyway and a chance to share their thoughts on what should be next. The goal is to evaluate the costs, benefits, and community impacts of several possible futures for the Skyway.
This is a very outward-facing public process, but we also have ongoing stakeholder engagement, downtown businesses, the arts community. We're trying to meet people where they are. People are bringing their knowledge and their experience, people who currently ride it, people who want to see additional extensions ultimately. They're giving that feedback. And that's been very welcoming. But what we have heard all in all is people really love having this asset in the community. What does it look like moving forward?
The approach that JTA is taking to being more innovative, I think in this day and age, there's a lot of emphasis placed on automated vehicles, electric vehicles, things like that. And it's really exciting to see that our local agency is really taking an initiative and becoming a leader in the nation on that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
This is a major investment into the downtown. So we really want to see their feedback of how this transportation can connect all the different development going on downtown and just encourage people to participate in all of these processes.
So the takeaway is leadership at JTA is having ongoing conversations with community leaders so that we ensure that integration and we're maximizing all collective investments for our community.
Senior Vice President of System Operations Greer Johnson-Gillis made a guest appearance on WJXT's River City Live to break down the 5 options being presented. She says this is where the Skyway meets the road using innovation and creativity.
Greer Johnson-Gillis is here to fill us in on all the haps that are going on with JTA. So thanks for hanging out with us.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here today to tell the community how they can take part in shaping the future of the Skyway.
There is a lot going on, so we're going to jump right in. So what is the UTC Phase 2 project, and how does it relate to the Skyway?
Sure. So the Ultimate Urban Circulator Phase 2 is really, we're going to take the Skyway and let it meet the road, literally.
Okay.
So we're actually evaluating several different options to see how we could integrate the Skyway into our neighborhood autonomous vehicle program and really look at the future of the Skyway. You know, it's 35 years old.
Oh, yeah.
So being 35 years old, we have to look at what's next for the future. And this is why we want the community to play a part with this. Their community input will be a direct influence on what the outcome would be. Which one of the 5 alternatives would move forward? That's a part of the process.
I mean, how often do you get that opportunity to actually have a real input in what goes on in your community?
The JTA is exploring how to integrate the Skyway with the ground level Neighborhood Autonomous Vehicle Innovation Fleet, or NAVI. The PD&E study is a part of a larger U2C program. This is where the latest mass transit technology is on full display, along with the opportunity to create a larger transportation network. The study covers the entire 2.5-mile system and includes a 200-foot buffer around the guideway to account for environmental considerations and potential expansion. Here are the 5 options being presented to the community. The first is the no-build option, which keeps the Skyway operating as it does today, using the last 2 remaining vehicles for as long as they last. But ongoing repairs would be required. Option 1, repair and retrofit the existing Skyway cars to restore the Skyway to its original service, which means track repairs and a new automated train control system. Option 2, replace the existing cars with new automated people mover trains and upgrade the guideway structure, which offers improved reliability, but significant structural upgrades would be necessary. Option 3 converts the Skyway into a dedicated autonomous vehicle roadway. This option greatly expands connectivity, but requires major construction. Option 4, demolish the Skyway structure completely and keep autonomous vehicles at ground level. And option 5, repurpose the elevated structure, transforming it into a walkable, bikeable recreational park connected to the Emerald Trail. After the community meetings, JTA's leadership will refine the analysis and return in May with a recommendation that reflects both the technical evaluation and community input, all while the PD&E study is scheduled to conclude in August. If you'd like more information, go to our website at jtafla.com. And while we're talking about the Skyway, we're also keeping you up to date on the German autonomous vehicle manufacturing company, Holon. You remember the JTA announced back in September of 2024, the AV maker is making moves to Jacksonville. Last month, Holon VP of Engineering, Dr. Flavio Friesen, visited Jacksonville for the first time to meet the JTA team and also to discuss the progress of the JTA's Ultimate Urban Circulator, or U2C program, the Holon Urban and Advancing Autonomous Mobility here in the United States.
It's very important and crucial for the engineering team, for us at Holon, to understand the way how the product will be deployed in the field and in the pilot projects in Jacksonville.
While here visiting the River City, the group took time out to explore, taking a tour of the JTA's facilities, meeting staff, and getting an up-close look at the JTA's Autonomous Vehicle Innovation Center, or AIC on Jefferson Street downtown. It was a chance to collaborate, exchange ideas, and strengthen a partnership that's helping bring world-class innovation to Northeast Florida.
Today I was at the Automation Center. It was really interesting to understand how the operations of the vehicle work, how the Navi system is already performing in the field, and how the interface between the operators with the deployment of the vehicles is taking place.
Holon is building its first U.S. manufacturing plant in our backyard. This major move, orchestrated by the JTA CEO Nat Ford, is expected to create between 700 and 800 jobs. Once complete, Holon executives are projecting it'll produce roughly 5,000 fully autonomous electric people movers each year, with room to expand as demand grows. The project is expected to generate a $300 million economic impact over its first 4 years, making Jacksonville a national hub for autonomous mobility. The facility will be the first of its kind in Florida, marking a major milestone in our state's autonomous transit industry. Coming up on Making Moves, your update on lower fares, community meetings, and a brand new focus group challenged with helping the CEO balance the budget. And in a neighborhood where groceries, medical care, and community events aren't easy to reach, help has arrived. How the JTA paid a visit to some local seniors, sharing valuable resources that puts them in the driver's seat of their own independence.
Hi, I am Yolanda Emanuel, a bus operator and the behind-the-wheel trainer. I am the heartbeat of JTA. Let's go for a ride. So when I first get here, I usually interact a little bit with my coworkers. Then I go out to my bus, do my pre-trip, make sure everything is good. I spray my bus and I make sure when they get on, they can say, oh, you know, it's refreshing to, and I look forward to getting on your bus. My day starts with just when I start making conversations and taking everybody where they need to go. And while I'm driving and you have that big glass, and I see the city now showing the growth. It's growing. I see buildings changing. It's almost like an excitement to see in the next few years what this will be like. I can see my customers. I see what's going on out here, so I can react to things quickly and make wise decisions. And then be able to, at the same time, ensure the safety of everyone on the bus. For me, I'd rather have a route that I'm doing the same thing every day. Same faces, I build a rapport with my customers. I love it, so, you know, it's like second nature.
Hi, I'm Joyce Payette. I'm the travel trainer. I am the heartbeat of JTA. Come see what I do. I try to teach my clients their independence, and that's really what is my heart. I care about helping people. Travel training helps people of all differing abilities. I help teach them how to use the bus and all our transportation systems, including Connexion, Skyway, and the new Navi. I work with 18 and up to the golden ages, even 65 and older. During the interview and evaluation of every new client, I think of and even pre-planned. Once they reach the platform, I welcome them with big open arms, and then we introduce them to security, and we introduce them to our outreach team whenever they need help, the safe people that they can approach. The ticket booth are wonderful as well. They are always wanting to help. I find what best routes fit, and we try to make it to where they can individually curtail it to themselves. Sometimes it only takes a week. Sometimes it takes 2 weeks, sometimes it takes a month. And that's what I'm doing. I'm teaching them how to utilize their transportation. I actually have 2 children, both of them different special needs. Since my oldest, he's going to college right now, and I helped him learn to use the whole system. So he is actually my shining star example of travel training. All through my life, and even when I was little, I loved helping people. It's actually a joy. I have found my purpose.
Welcome back. The JTA brought stakeholders to the table to discuss its 6-month Fare Modification Pilot Program that started February 1st and runs through July 31st. In an effort to save you time and money, the JTA cut fares for both bus and paratransit services. Let's show you what's changing and what the community had to say at 8 public meetings held for customer input.
this is a community meeting where we're actually going out, hearing feedback from the community on some of the upcoming changes that the JTA is planning to make.
I want JTA to know that I've seen the progress and I've really seen it become a great thing, and I really see Jacksonville as becoming a great city.
Meeting the needs of our customers is one of our highest priorities after safety. So it's important that we hear from our community to understand what their needs are, making sure that we are shoring up and improving the reliability of all of our core services.
Lower fares, community meetings, and a new focus group. Leaders with the Jacksonville Transportation Authority are hard at work getting creative while managing a balancing act, offering full community transparency while providing stellar service, even with the budget constraints.
First of all, I want to say congratulations to you all to ensuring what matters to the customer matters to JTA. One of the things I know that I've seen up close and personal is JTA share their different services, which is important.
It is critical for us to get the news from the horse's mouth, and that's what we got tonight. I learned about Connection and Connection Plus. And I'm gonna tell you, it was a lifesaver in terms of getting me back and forth to my doctor's appointments.
Other states are looking at what we're doing. The leadership that we have for JTA is the dream team.
It's amazing. I mean, it's great to have these meetings. Great to I feel like we were heard tonight.
It's another thing when you go and talk directly to the people that utilize your services to hear from them. We actually take that feedback and say, how do we now implement what we heard into what we're doing within the constraints that we have?
I think it's great that, where everybody's able to have a voice. I think that's awesome that, we're heard. I think that that's amazing. Thank you for doing that.
There was a strong turnout and lots of feedback. The agency's leadership says strong participation helps shape next steps. The board voted early in the new year to postpone any major fare or service changes to the JTA's Connection Plus service while they work towards a sustainable solution.
Those further questions, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. Thank you.
Connection Plus is premium private paratransit transportation for a disabled community. It offers door-to-door service, but the cost per passenger averages $35, which means the program's $3 fare has to be subsidized. JTA executives gathered a focus group of independent stakeholders, which included community leaders, educators, and elderly and disabled advocates. The group was given all budgetary details, regulations, and challenges, along with an electronic calculation tool to help create a fair proposal for Connection Plus. After those community discussions, JTA's board approved a budget amendment at February's meeting, which included a revised Connection Plus fare structure launched April 2nd. $10 for the first 12 miles and $2.50 per mile thereafter, a change designed to stabilize the service after community discussions. Meanwhile, under the pilot program, JTA leaders reduced fares for fixed bus route trips from $1.75 to $1, a 43% reduction. Connection paratransit fare is reduced from $3 to $2, a 33% savings. Again, the pilot runs through July 31st. JTA will analyze ridership data and public feedback to guide future decisions.
I think the JTA board, along with this staff, will look at it over the next 6 months. We believe this is the right point to be at for the next 6 months. We will be working on a monthly basis, reporting to you as the public the progress that we're making and making adjustments as we need to over the next 6 months. So this is a journey we need you to join us on.
If you missed the meetings, the JTA posted the presentation and feedback form online. We'd like to hear from you. Go to jtafla.com for more. Campus Towers Senior Community sits off Kings Road in a food desert in the College Gardens area of Jacksonville. The majority of the tenants living at this 192-unit facility don't have reliable transportation, which means frustrations getting to grocery stores, medical appointments, or even community events where they can share in music, art, and culture. But the JTA paid a visit, bringing mobility options right to their doorstep.
We are very glad to have JTA come out and join us today. The most beneficial thing that our residents learned was the Ready Ride and the door-to-store program. We are literally in a food desert here. We don't have any grocery stores nearby, and transportation to grocery stores has always been problematic for our residents. So learning about the door-to-store program, probably one of the most beneficial things.
The seniors at Campus Towers got one-on-one help with what matters to them most, their independence. Many who came out to learn and participate took the opportunity to get questions answered in real time. And for face-to-face conversations, even with CEO Nat Ford, who personally gave these seniors a tour of JTA's Connexion van, which provides door-to-door service.
They're independent and they have to rely on what community resources are available to them. And so by giving them the power of the information of how to get out and about and help themselves in the community makes them feel powerful, makes them feel important, makes them feel valuable, gives them the ability to do things for themselves that otherwise they wouldn't even know how to do. From what I've seen with JTA is coming out into the community, doing these outreach events like we had today is a valuable service to the community.
JTA's outreach leaders say more community visits are planned throughout the year to meet the customers where they are. It's all in an effort to expand mobility access and support independence for riders of all ages and abilities. In our JTA Spotlight now, we're bringing you the decision and policymakers charged with governing the agency and providing support for strategic direction. This month and next, we're profiling our board of directors to help you get to know them better.
Like Vice Chair Patricia Sams, who's no stranger to leadership. As president and CEO of the Legacy Group, LAM, and the founder of the Legacy League, she's dedicated her career to developing and uplifting young women. She's also an alum of Leadership Jacksonville.
If I can be seen as someone that was a bridge builder, if I could be seen as someone that came with a thirst to learn and understand, and someone that was willing to roll up my sleeves and not be afraid of the work, it's really listening to the citizens of this city, and they think, how do you know my story? You can't relate. You know, I had a special needs child who was with us for 13 years. So I am those people. My legacy, I hope, is someone that was willing to listen, someone that was willing to ask the right questions and the tough questions, someone that was willing to roll up my sleeves and do the work, but someone that did it with heart and compassion.
Max Glober serves as secretary of the JTA board. He's also vice president of marketing at First Coast Energy. He's an active community leader, previously serving on the Jacksonville Historical Preservation Commission. Director Glober also earned a law degree from the University of South Carolina. He was appointed to the JTA board by Governor Ron DeSantis.
I think it was an incredible move by the governor's office to have representatives from all the different counties that we serve so that those stakeholders can come and represent the folks in their community and make sure that JTA can serve all these counties. I think the thing I was struck by initially at the JTA was the strength of leadership. I think Nat Ford's leadership is tremendous, and his C-suite and leadership team is just full of very competent, very intelligent people. The culture here at JTA is great. Just everyone seems to be very positive and very passionate about what they do.
Director Jonathan Daniel Valancourt is vice president of Valancourt Construction Company and the owner of Clay Theater Events. He's very active there in Clay County, where he serves on the Clay County Development Authority.
Well, JTA has a reputation as being one of the most efficient government entities at completing projects. That's one of the first things that I noticed and learned about JTA was they really are the go-to resource to get stuff done, which I thought was really impressive, which made me want to be a part of it even more. Because that is our mission. We want to make Jacksonville better. And I can't say it enough. I think we have a good team. The foundational elements of a good organization are there.
Coming up on Making Moves, the best of the best met in Central Florida to battle it out for bragging rights and gold medals. How Team JTA fared at the 2026 Triple Crown Rodeo.
Hi, I'm Gary Mercer. I'm the Connections Operator. I'm the heartbeat of the JTA. Come take a ride with me. I normally get to work somewhere between 3:45, 4 a.m. I look forward to coming here in the mornings because I'm an early bird. Coming in, I have to get my vehicle, pre-trip it, make sure everything's right, safe, good for transportation, make sure it's ready to go. Meet them at their door, introduce myself, let them know that I'm here to transport them. If they need assistance, I offer my hand or arm. And once we get them to the vehicle, if they're in a mobility device, make sure they're safely strapped in. We take them to gyms, to medical centers, we go to movie theaters, grocery stores, just about everywhere. I offer people a sense of dignity. I hear it every day. They love me and I'm just being me and doing what I came here to do, which is help people and assist people. And sometimes I get a little sentimental with my mom, she had cancer and everything, and it was kind of difficult watching her, and I had some people that were really helping her out a lot when we couldn't. And they were people that weren't even her family. So with that, I try to help other people even though they're not my family. A lot of them are glad to see us just for the companionship. I have some of my clients that tell me, I sure hate that we made it here this quick. And some of them tell me, I wish we had somebody else to pick up. Do we have anybody else to pick up? I'm a people person, and for me to see that I'm making a difference in somebody's life and I'm making their day better, maybe even their life better, it makes me feel great. A job well done. When I complete my day, I know I did what I'm supposed to do. As long as I got everybody there safe. I love helping people.
They're the best of the best, and once again, they're bringing home the gold. Team JTA has done it again. Our River City All-Star Rodeo contenders are back-to-back champions. The Jacksonville Transportation Authority's elite team brought home the Fixed Route Grand Champion title once again at the 2026 Florida Triple Crown Rodeo in Orlando, which makes this the second straight year the JTA has earned this top honor. The competition is designed to highlight exceptional skill, safety, and professional character. Bus operator Ramon Farfan delivered an outstanding performance, winning first place in the pre-trip inspection competition and securing second place overall in the Fixed Route Operations Division. In the maintenance division, our team, the Expendables, George McGarry, Rudolph Wells, and Jared Morales dominated the competition. They captured first place overall in Fixed Route Maintenance with top finishes in 3 different categories. The JTA team successfully defended the title by showcasing their expertise, dedication, and technical excellence that continues to set our agency apart. Congratulations to our outstanding team members for representing Jacksonville.
I'm Bill Fraser, VP Chief Innovation Officer. I'm the heartbeat of the JTA. We make big, bold ideas come to life. My background is an engineer. I went from designing cars and then electric cars, and then I got into the autonomous vehicle space. I'm responsible for the NAVI, which is our Neighborhood Autonomous Vehicle Innovation Service. And I'm also responsible on the innovation side of the JTA. Mobility is changing, whether we like it or not. So it's nice to be able to experiment and see where it's going and be able to provide the best services for our community based on the new technology. One of the big things is that you can see a vehicle driving around with no one steering it, no one hitting the gas pedal, no one hitting the brake pedal, and it just goes where you want it to go, which is amazing. And this isn't just for one demographic, one socioeconomic pocket. And by doing this now, doing the research, doing the testing, implementing all this in downtown Jacksonville is really setting a precedent for autonomous vehicles in the future. We've been getting state, national, international recognition and people asking us how to do it. There's a lot of development going on downtown with Four Seasons, shipyards, a stadium. That's why I live downtown. I ride the bus into work. I take the Emerald Trail on my bikes. My daughters go to school around here. And as we're going through and figuring out what these next phases are, I can have input as to, no, this is what the community wants. This is what my neighbors are telling me. This is what my friends are telling me. This is how I feel. And I see it every day. That's why I like working here, is doing something for my neighbors and my community.
Well, that's this edition of Making Moves. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you next time.